Look in my eye. What do you see? All I see is agony. All I see is despair. All I see is ow. That shard of ice hurt. This is a story not about Trikafta or about any CF symptoms. This is just a story with a beautiful backdrop of the sun setting over my town. And I thought this would be a perfect time to have a very beautiful looking video with a lot of sun shining in my face. They say never look at the sun because your eyes will burn out. If you can't tell by now that this story is a lot about the eyes that lead to your specific the eyes that lead to your soul, your brain, your mind, your everything. Everything you are can be seen through the eye. That's just how I look at it anyway. You could just see the eyes as two beautiful orbs that float in your head, just taking in the light, taking in everything, and you're like, oh, I don't care how it gets to me, I can just see things. It's great. That's a wonderful way to look at it also. So throughout most of my life, back when I was probably in second grade or third grade, whatever grade it was, I don't remember that much about that, but I went to the eye doctor and they told me to read the letters. So I'm reading the letters and I'm like, C, B, A, C, B, D, H, D, 7, 6, you know, like a little kids. I don't know. I barely knew my ABCs. I'm just kidding. I knew them very well. Anyway, so as I'm sitting there reading them and the eye doctor's like looking at my mom, looking at me. Yeah, they're talking to my mom. This kid's gonna, I think he needs some help. His eyes, his vision's definitely not 20/20. You know, he's having visual issues. I think I was farsighted, which means I believe you can't see stuff very close to you. So the eye doctor was like, he needs glasses. I didn't know what glasses were, but I did learn about them throughout the years that I had them. When I got them when I was very young, they were very awkward, rather not very thick, but you know, they had a very distinct look. I have a picture somewhere probably, I don't remember. But I was always very self-conscious of my glasses, you know, especially back when I grew up around the, you know, early 2000s or so. When you had glasses, you were looked at as a geek or a nerd. You had different perceptions with their eyes looking at you. They had different ideas of how you act and how you had to carry yourself. So, being that I was the nerd, the shy kid, the timid little Troy, I was all scared. I didn't really like talking to people. I walked around with my glasses on, just ignoring people. I didn't really talk to many people. I didn't have very many friends. You know, I was a typical elementary school kid. But I feel like most kids are more outgoing and energetic at that time. I really don't remember myself being that. So, having the glasses, I hated it. I hated it all my life. You know, they would always sit right here and create like a indentation and make sweat. It would always be kind of weird taking them off and putting them back on. And then you had to make sure they didn't fall off your face when you're going on a roller coaster, having some fun, going up and down, woo, doing the circle, woo, or doing the swinger, whoosh. Don't want them to fall off. Obviously, they weren't going to fall off, mainly, more than likely, but I was younger, I didn't understand, so I just thought, hey, they might fall off. So growing up in my young childhood years, my teenage years, I would always be self-conscious, always be scared of losing them, always be scared of breaking them, and I never broke them. Never once did I crack a pair of glasses, never once did I lose a pair of glasses. I was always very self-conscious of where they were. I always put them in a case at the end of the night. I always took them off, nice and easy, up, out, clip them, put them in the case, and make sure that they're next to my bed when I wake up. And I would always wash them every single night, making sure they're nice and clean, because washing your glasses is important, because you get like dust and hair and a whole bunch of stuffs on the glasses, and you're like, I can't see. Oh gosh, no, it's just your glasses. They're dirty. Clean your glasses, young man. You want to see clear, you want to see the sun that you shouldn't look at, but if you want to see it, you have to clean your glasses. So I did all that. I was a good little boy, good teenager, always cleaning the glasses. And so I started to look into, when I got around 18 years old, there was this new thing, or maybe it was old, I just found out about it, called Lasik eye surgery. So what LASIK eye surgery is, they lay you down, put your head in like a hold, and you have to be awake during it. You don't get to go to sleep during this LASIK eye surgery. It only lasts about 10 to 20 minutes, give or take. And when you're in there, you're laying down, the doctor comes over with this big laser and turns it on. And what happens is that he or she starts to cut around the cornea, cut it open and lift the flap to different areas of the eye. And he starts to change it with the LASIK laser eye surgery, and make it to where it's like you have glasses on all the time. It pretty much restores your vision. Now, I don't know if you know much about LASIK, if you ever got it. I wanted it at 18, like I said, but I couldn't get it because your eyes aren't fully developed, which I didn't know until then, until you're about 22 or so, give or take, 23 maybe. That was a bummer, so I had to go like 5 more years with glasses, self-conscious thoughts, looking like a nerd, but I don't believe in that stuff. That's a mean label. Don't call people that just because they have glasses. They are humans like you and I. Just be nice to them. Just because they have something on their face, it just means they want to see, man. It just means they want to see. They're just chilling, living their life. Big, thick glasses mean they have worse vision. Thin glasses mean they have a little bit better vision, you know? A whole bunch of different styles. People like contacts. I never liked contacts, never liked touching my eyes. It is said that women like to have contacts more than men because they don't mind touching their eyes. Men have more of an issue with that. Not that I'm saying that you do, but that's just what my research has shown. So 4 years pass, and it's finally time to get LASIK. I decide to look. Insurance doesn't cover LASIK for the most part, from what I learned through my own insurance. So since insurance didn't cover it, I had to cover it. So what do? I look for the cheapest place to get LASIK. Probably not the best idea, but I didn't know at the time. I just thought any LASIK was the same LASIK. So I looked for the cheapest place. I think the place I got was somewhere in a very nice city. So it didn't seem too bad. And the doctor was very, older to middle age. He's a very nice guy. And I got in pretty quickly. So the cost per eye was like $4,000 per eye. So it's like $8,000, I believe it was, which apparently is pretty cheap. So the day I get there, I have my friend drive me, my friend Mike. He drives me to the LASIK surgery place. And I'm excited, not knowing what's gonna happen at all. We'll get to that. I'm all excited. I'm like, oh yeah, I take these glasses off. I take the glasses off. I look at them like, you've been the bane of my existence. Oh. I take my glasses off. I throw them in the trash. I think there was a whole reciprocal for glasses. I think they recycled them or they threw them in the trash, but it was great. It was like a symbolic moment. Boom, throw my glasses away. And I go into LASIK, I'm ready. I didn't really research how uncomfortable it could be because I didn't really want to know. I just thought it was gonna be boom, boom, all done. Well, it's a little more intense than that. You go underneath and it's really, actually quite frightening. And the laser's like really big, so he's hovering over you, and he's angling it in certain ways, and you have to have eye drops to numb your eyes, and you have to have like tape to keep them open. The numbing is essentially to make sure they don't bother you when they get dried, since they're gonna be open for like 10 minutes or more. So they tape it open, and you have to keep very still. You don't want to move your eyeball around when you're having LASIK. Not that you really can with the eye drops, or maybe you can. I don't remember. I'm pretty sure you can't. So I'm laying there. He's going, you know, cutting my eye flap open, pulling it up, and rearranging it, and putting it back together, and sealing it. And it's rather uncomfortable, to be quite frank with you. And then it's finally over. So you have to wear a blindfold for a couple of hours after that. That's why I had my friend drive me. You can't drive home after LASIK. You can't do very much after LASIK. You gotta stay away from that beautiful setting sun. So as he's driving me home, the numbness obviously starts. It's about a 30-minute drive. The numbness starts to wear off, and the pain and uncomfortableness sets in, and I'm like, oh God, Mike, are we almost home? Oh yeah, we're getting there, bud. I can't see, so I don't know where we are. And he's like, oh yeah, we're getting there. You know, I'm gonna stop at Kmart real quick. I gotta grab a few things. And he's like, I love my friend Mike. He's a great guy, but I don't think he realized how much pain and discomfort I was in. I was pretty much ready to throw up from all the agony I was experiencing. You know, I don't even remember much of the car ride, but I do remember getting to Kmart, and he's like, yeah, I gotta stop at Kmart and grab a few things. He's like, stay here. Where else am I gonna go? Can't follow you around at Kmart. So I stay there in the car, and oh, it's terrible. I keep my eyes closed, but it's still bothering me. I think they gave me some medicine for it. I can't remember, but it feels like a year has passed, and he finally comes back. He's like, all right, let's go. Thanks, buddy. Get me home, please. I gotta go lay down. So after you're done with LASIK, you have to go lay down and take a nap. Or you don't have to, but you really should. You don't want to be awake for the next few hours at all. So I go up to bed, and I keep my blindfold on, and I'm laying down, and I fall asleep. And I wake up, and the steps you have to follow to cure your eyes are pretty much, you have to use them as little as possible for a few weeks, all while keeping eye drops in there to keep them nice and moist. You know, they're healing. They need time to heal, and they can't heal if you're looking all around at different things. So, you know, obviously I'm gonna stay at home and sleep and do nothing for 2 weeks, right? Right? Yeah, that's a good idea. Nope. 3 days later, 3 days later, I'm like, man, I'm bored. I'm gonna go back to work. So at this time I worked at good old Red Lobster. Cheddar Bay biscuits, yummy. Garlic butter, scampi, endless shrimp, woo! All the 7 fields, whatever. So I go back to work. It's far too soon to go back to work and do anything of that extreme nature, because I was a server, and I had to use my eyes and do a lot of different things with my eyes. At the very least, I could have worn some sort of glasses, but I was dumb, and I thought I could do whatever I want. So here we are. It's a busy Saturday night. I'm moving. I'm grooving. I have like 3 or 4 tables at once. You know, I'm going. You know, I'm going over to the ice pit. You know, where you grab ice, scoop it, and put it in a glass and fill up the glass, right? And we're doing that. Scooping ice, filling a glass, scooping ice. An ice shard flew right into my left eye. Now, for any normal person, that would just be like you know, you'd get a pretty upset eye for a little bit, but it would go away. You know, maybe splash some water in it. You can't splash water in your eye after LASIK. You can't really do much but eye drops. So that shard of ice flew right into my left eye, and it hurt like no other. I was down for the count. You know, I had my eye drops because I had to do eye drops like every few hours, like I said earlier. So my friend Mike was there that night, and he took eye drops and dropped them in my eyes, and after a while I felt better, and I wore my glasses for the rest of the night, which I should already did. I think nothing of it. Oh, big deal, I got a piece of shard of ice in my eye. Get on with my life. No. Go to sleep that night. Wake up in the morning and my left eye is crusted shut. Almost 90% completely shut. And it's in a lot of pain, a lot of agony. Oh my God. This is the start of one of the worst weeks in my life. And I have, remember, cystic fibrosis. I've had a lot of bad weeks in my life. This is in the top 5. So I'm there. I wake up, I get out of bed, and I'm like, well, this is weird. I can't really see out my left eye. What's going on? It feels really weird. Oh, it's a lot of pain. What the hell? So I go over there, turn on the light. You know, I'm walking around, and I start feeling it, and it's all crusty and pretty much sewn shut. I can't open it. I can't see much at all. And I start losing my mind. I start breaking down and screaming for my dad, and he comes running upstairs and says, what the hell's going on? And he comes in the room, oh God, what's going on? And he looks at me, he's like, what happened? And I'm like, I don't know, my eye's just all crusted. I must have an infection. I don't know, I thought I was doing everything right. I don't think I told him about the ice yet. So he looks at me, he's like, oh, we have to get you to the hospital. Holy crap. That eye is in bad shape. So we go to the eye doctor. First we call the Lasik people, and then they're like, okay, we'll give you a referral to a specialist in eye care who deals with Lasik patients and a whole bunch of different eye-related issues that aren't just normal seeing issues. So it's like over a half hour away. We have to drive there. It's agony. Like, I'm sitting in the car, I'm in so much pain and discomfort. You know, I have my glasses on, I have my eyes shut for the whole time. I can't do anything. I'm just sitting there in pain and discomfort. So I finally get to the place and we go inside and there's a wait. And I had to wait, of course. It's a eye doctor, it's a doctor, any kind of doctor, you got to wait at least like 15, 20 minutes, depending on how many people are there. And since I was like an emergency patient, well, there's already a lot of people there since it's like a Monday or so. And there I am just sitting there in agony. I go back and we start talking to the doc and he's like, yeah, if you would have let this go another day, you would have been probably blind. You would have probably lost your left eye. And I'm like, oh my God, what the heck just happened? My life is crashing down on me. This Lasik thing that I looked forward to for so long, I was all excited about it, had shot me. I shot myself in the eye with that piece of shard, and it was terrible. What's a guy gonna do? Get it fixed. So the doctor says, yeah, so you have a very severe eye infection and you need to put drops in your eye every, I don't remember the time frame, but I'm pretty sure it was like every 3 hours or so for like a week or two. I had no life for about 2 weeks. I sat in my house and put eye drops in my left eye religiously, and I kept at it. It was terrible. I couldn't really sleep. I couldn't really do much. I would have to sit in a dark room most of the time. I toned my TV picture down to the lowest brightness it could be. Oh, it was terrible. But I did it. And about a week in, I have to go see a new doctor in a very shady part of my area. It's like over 45 minutes away. And guess what? This is the middle of winter. My appointment date was during a really bad snowstorm. And obviously my dad had to drive me because I still couldn't drive. I wasn't allowed to drive with that kind of condition. I couldn't really use my left eye. I think I had a patch. I had to have a patch over it to protect it from any lights or anything. And I still had to keep an eye on my right eye and not do anything dumb with that eye. So, you know, we're going down. It's okay. The storm hadn't come yet, so we get to the place. The place is really in a shabby town. It's in a bad area that time, but apparently it's the best eye doctor around. It takes like an hour or more for the doctor to come see me. Oh my God, it took so long. And I didn't even see any other people there, maybe 2 or 3 other people, but I don't know, this place was huge. Oh, it took so long to get the doctor to come see me, and I finally got the doctor to come see me, and you know, he's looking at my eye. He's like a very specialist doctor. He's the eye man. He knows all about the orbs in your head, I guess. And that's cool. Good for him. He worked his life to be in that position. So, you know, he's looking at my eye. He's like, yeah, so it's healing properly. You're doing all your drops. You're doing great. Blah, blah, blah. Hey, good job. Thanks, Doc. Is that all you got to tell me? Yeah, you're doing great. Well, I mean, just keep up with the drops. It should be cleared up in the next week or so, and you'll be good. I had to travel over 45 minutes to this place and wait well over an hour for you to tell me something that other doctor could have told me, but I guess the other doctor was busy, so I had to go to a different one. That's fine. We're nearing the end of the story. Yeah, me and my dad go out, and guess what? It's Pennsylvania, so it is snowing. It is coming down heavy, and we have to get home. It's like a 45-minute drive. I guess it was like more over an hour from that point since we were in the snow. My dad's a really good driver, so he knew what he was doing. And we were going so slow. There was so much traffic. The roads were covered, and I fell asleep for the last half of it because when you have an eye infection, you have to make sure your eyes are closed as much as possible. Lots of sleep, lots of rest, lots of not utilizing your eye. So I guess the whole moral of the story is, if you do some sort of modifications on your body or have any type of surgery or have anything done to your body in that sense, follow the directions of the doctor and do as they say, because you never know when a piece of ice is going to ruin your day. Tri-Craft Troy, signing out. Have a good evening, day, the rest of your night, whatever time it may be. See you next time.